All right. Well, let's get Joachim in here real quick and see what the fuck is going on. And the invite is open to Geek Fulu if Geek Fulu wants to fucking jump on. I doubt it.
I'll take anybody from his server either.
Yeah.
Whoever has a good defense and wants to pretend that shit didn't happen. Sure.
All right. Let's see. All right. So the link is out there. Let's say what Joachim wants to say.
You're not gonna play his fucking intro again, are you?
No, that was the fucking worst intro ever. And if he has it, I'll kick him out right away.
What was the intro? What was it about?
It was a terrible intro. I forget what it even said. It was just Joachim.
What was your intro, Joachim?
Some goofy thing a guy had sent me that was pretty funny, but apparently people didn't like it, and that's fine.
No sell.
Sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself, you know? It's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to clear up a couple of points that are being made, because, like, and I'm not saying, like, you guys specifically, although I think that because you guys really weren't associated with it, there's context that you missed on what happened, but, like, you got a lot of people in your chat right now saying a bunch of shit. So a few things I just want to clear up real quick. There were a few instances where I was involved in pursuing research on people. I don't think I ever did any of those with bad intentions. The first one was because my name was put on a hit list, along with your guys' names. But not that I don't think you guys were aware, because it was weird-ass board stuff, by this guy who was most likely Zeph. And I wanted to go after him and see, because my name was on a fucking hit list. And I talked to Zoom about doing that. I was also involved in dealing with the server stuff. This is right after the Geek Thulu stuff came out. And I went on to your stream failure, and I explained to Geek that I had nothing to do with any of that, and what you were saying was absolute bullshit. As time went on, the guys in that server kept doing things that were really, really wildly inappropriate, and I had a lot of issues with, largely focusing on the harassment of women being on there, with girls being threatened with docs, rape, murder, that kind of, just lovely stuff. And the people running that server refused to do anything about it. I made the wrong decision there to go after them and to pursue research on the people doing that. Not for the intent of putting it in the public, but for the intent of trying to put some control on it, because people were seriously fucking scared. And those are the guys that were claiming to represent our community. What I did in some instances was wrong, and in some instances I stand by. There was a guy, Anal Vape, who basically had his information literally linked to a public Facebook. And all I ever did was I put his name, or I put his face on a meme, and that was it. It was a face found on a publicly available YouTube video under a channel A Vape that was linked to the Anal Vape Facebook page. That was all I did. However, I was in the conversation when Zoom took that and used it as the opportunity to find all of his information. I regret what I did with him, and I've apologized to him directly, and I've never, obfuscated. There was another guy, Broseph, who got doxxed. I had no intention of that guy getting doxxed. I never thought he was a bad guy, but he was hanging around a bad crowd, and he kind of got swept up in it all. There are several that I would like to mention real quick involved with that. Aqua and Tui. They're also their buddies, Greatest Goy, Carrie. There's a bunch of them, of course, and you can see a lot of them in that screen share or screen cap you just posted. Aqua is the guy who, Aqua, Tui, and Zoom yesterday afternoon, while my friend Kayla was live streaming and I popped onto her stream, they had Zoom pop into her chat and dox her live on air. That was really wonderful stuff. If you look at the pinned tweet on my Twitter, you can see the Discord screenshots where they were doing that, and also where they, along with their friends, are working very hard to dox Mr. Medicare, who's never done anything to anybody out here, and whose loss would be huge for the entire community. I mean, Jim's like the last good thing on the internet, and these people want to destroy him just because in their worldview, he's an e-celebrity. So yeah, so I went out and I pursued research on people, not for the sake of making it public, but because I thought that it was a defensive situation, that there were people going after me and going after people who really had no option to defend themselves. There were women that were very seriously scared and threatened. And, the response is, oh, well, we weren't really threatening them. It's bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. And these people claim that I'm a doxer are the ones that are running out there literally doxing people live on air and laughing about it. Just this morning, I don't know if you're aware, on Scrub Stream, Tonka, your girlfriend had rape threats and her real name posted in that chat by Aqua. Or maybe it was Tui. It doesn't really matter at this point. I think it was Tui. But just right out there in the fucking open, just throw it out there. Because that's what they're doing at this point. They don't give a fuck. These people are terrorists. So yeah, I did bad things.
What's a rape threat though? What's I've always found rape threat to be?
Let me see if I can find that screen cap real quick. I'll just read it to you. Bear with me just a second.
You said terrorist. That's a strong one.
They're trying to terrorize people. That's what they're doing. Is they're waging a like Kayla never did shit besides just run a small little stream, have some interesting guests on, talk about white identity, and they decided to terrorize this poor girl by threatening her with a dox. It's insane. Okay, so real quick, if I could just throw out here real quick, just what I was going to say. So this is Tui from, I guess this was Scrub's chat. I don't know if it was last evening or this morning. Scrub, can you say the name? I'm not going to say it. It's mine. No, I'm kidding. It's Vamp Candy. Don't Google her name and rape her. I will disavow. Just right there in the chat, there's a real fucking name, talks about raping her and looking her up. So, you know, I'm sure he'll say, oh, it wasn't a rape threat. I said not to, you know, it's this cutesy bullshit. But no, they're going after people and they're trying to terrorize the fuck out of them for nothing more than being associated with blood sports. So yeah, call me a doxer. I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm out there putting on a show.
With your dogs, the whole thing with you doxing. Did you release anybody's dox? You said that
all I did.
Where did you put that meme?
The meme was tweeted. It was a picture of his face, the face of Nick. I can't remember his name. The guy who goes by Nothing for him, who loves child pornography, and Hardcore Carlos, who weirdly enough is actually not a bad person compared to a lot of these people. Who's just really not, because I was making a joke about all these weird looking spick people. Yeah, like all these half Hispanic people just having weird issues. Now, to be fair, while the docs had gone on and I had seen it and I had been party to that, all I put out there was something that was available on a public YouTube video that was literally linked directly off of his Facebook page under the name Anal Vape. So I will admit to the doxing there. I'm not going to go out there and split hairs and deny it. But I wasn't out there putting out his name. I don't even remember his fucking name. I deleted everybody's docs that I had. So, you know, I was sent most of that by Zoom. And Zoom is the guy out there right now doing the docs. I have evidence on my Twitter that Zoom is the guy who just doxed Kayla. These people are going around, and people are out there saying I'm associated with Zoom. The moment that pedophilia stuff went out, and after the Ralph stream, I severed all ties. We were done. Zoom hates me more than anybody right now. He's going after everybody he can to hurt me. I have nothing to do with that guy, and I have no sympathy for pedophiles whatsoever, and to say otherwise is a fucking lie. And Geek Thule's people know this. But
wasn't one of their whole things on you? The thing that I heard was that you were associating with Zoom.
Yeah. Oh, they've been going at that. They still go at that. I was on a thing last night where one of Geek Thule's, I don't know, it was some weird small planetary mass that orbits him. She was going out there on Twitter accusing me of being a pedophile because I had once interacted with Zoom.
Okay, but didn't you just say that Zoom was hanging out with him now?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is if you look at the pinned tweet on my thing, Zoom is hanging out with the anime avatars who are hanging out with Geek Thule.
Oh, this is so gay.
As of yesterday afternoon when they doxed people. You know, but whatever.
All right,
so I just wanted to clear that all up because you guys were talking a lot about that. I don't mean to shut up your stream. I don't mean to bring in weird.
Cool. Hold on a second. All right, all right, so you did put out somebody's face out on Twitter, so that would be that I did have that wrong, but that's still, I mean, that's not good. That's fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. But I mean,
well, he shouldn't have run a server where he was letting girls get harassed and.
Maybe so. But that's where like things get taken.
No, I went too far.
It's where people up the ante until things get weird. People keep upping the ante on these kind of things until it's at where it is now, where like people are like, let me post an address and say to go rape somebody. It's just fucking gay. What the fuck?
Rape ops.
Rape ops. I didn't know that you'd put, but.
Well, the thing is I went to him and I said, do you want me to take it down? Because I literally found it on a publicly available video under his name. And he was like, oh, you face doxed me. And I'm like, okay, I didn't realize that wasn't public information. It was literally linked on his Facebook page. I said, if you want me to take it down, I'll be happy to. And he said it was no problem.
Failure.
What?
Come on, do you have any counsel? Give me something.
Stop fucking doxing people, man. Don't you guys learn from fucking gangs? One gang member doxes another gang member, which causes, you know, his cousin to retaliate and all that.
I remember when like King of Pole started bothering me about this shit. I'm trying to fucking get it through to him. This shit's dumb. And regardless of how many times you sit there and be like, don't dox people, don't dox people. Well, if you run around and you keep doxing people and you keep fucking with them, people are gonna fuck back, and this goofy gay shit doesn't end. It won't stop. It's gonna keep being goofy and keep being gay. There is a no-win scenario here.
Joachim, so people said there were screenshots of you and Zoom trying to dox somebody. What was that about?
Well, that's what I'm referring to with the anal vape. That's so yeah. So while I found this Facebook,
from what I saw,
and yeah, I was on his Facebook and I was like screenshotting because there was some pretty funny fucking shit he was posting on it. It was just like him posting like I'm gay and like I'm screenshotting that. But I also scrolled down and I saw that he had fucking like literally, I did a stream with my brother. Here's his real name, that kind of stuff on there. Because you got to realize at the time there were several people on that server being threatened by being doxxed by Anal Vape's friends who he refused to do anything about, friends like Tui and Aqua and Greatest Goyim. And he's providing them this harbor. He refused to do anything about it. And as far as I knew at the time, he was part of that because this was right after he had recorded a Discord call that you were on, Tonka, and broadcast it to the world and refused to take it down. And so, yeah, I was very interested in looking for something to provide some sort of leverage in order to stop this from happening, because I really don't like it when girls come to me in tears saying they're afraid that they're about to get doxxed and get their lives ruined. I was very upset. I was very angry. And I mean, I'm not going to say I wasn't thinking clearly, but I made decisions that looking back on, I certainly wouldn't make again. But Anal got himself right into the fucking thick of that. And, he had every option to step back from it. And instead he was supporting people doing that kind of stuff. I'm not saying what I did was right, but, it was literally just sitting out there in the open. And so these conversations are basically me sending Zoom the Facebook page, and then Zoom is very good at what he does. And all of a sudden, Zoom's like, "Oh, here's his fucking."
Somebody saying that there's Zoom in the chat says that you offered them cash to dox Zeph.
I said that if you want money for research on it, yeah, Zeph is the one who put out my name on a fucking hit list. Put me on a hit list, and yeah, if it's not him, I really don't mind going to a private contractor and saying, hey, here's a few grand, there's this guy who really wants to get me. And, maybe that's wrong, but people hire bodyguards, companies hire security. If somebody out there wants to ruin my fucking life, I don't have any problem putting some money where my mouth is.
I got a hard time feeling bad for Zeph. It's not a super good thing to do, but goddamn, I have a hard time feeling any sympathy whatsoever for anything that happens to Seth.
Well, yeah, you especially, because we know fucking what he's done. So it's an eye for an eye fucking scenario.
I know too much about that cocksucker. I don't care what happens to him.
But Zoom's in your chat right now. Yesterday when Zoom was in a chat, he threw out one of the people he threw out the host of the stream's live real name and the fucking address and stuff. So
wow, what a fat piece of shit.
Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with here. That girl didn't do shit except for, I guess, have me on a stream. So, maybe I'm a bad person. I really do regret some things. I've been in some fucking wilderness. I've done some shit. But
hold on, real quick. I usually don't tell people to do this, but seriously, kick Zoom's sorry ass out of here. Okay, kick that fat piece of shit right the fuck out. I don't doubt for a second that he doxes people in chat. Not a fucking doubt in my mind. He's a fucking fat scumbag.
Right. Let's see.
It's the Xerix one, XY, whatever.
Oh. Yeah, somebody already got him.
Yeah, because he was pissed that I wouldn't defend him on the pedo stuff hard. I went out there and I said the evidence speaks for itself. I think that his story was consistent on that stream, but he was just absolutely furious I wasn't going balls to the wall defending him because, frankly, I was sick to my fucking stomach about it all. So, and now he will. There he is, Zoom too fast for feds again.
Irate says, so revenge doxing is okay.
Who said that? That's a stupid thing to say. Who said that?
Irate prostate.
Well, irate prostate? That's fucking retarded.
No, but I mean, and I'm not defending it, but if somebody's got a gun to your head, you know, you make decisions you might not make in another situation.
It's not even that. You said before you even said it that it wasn't a good thing to do. And even I said before I can't find any sympathy for it, that it's still not a good thing. What a stupid thing.
I agree. But, I mean, I'm just saying, you make different decisions when you're in that kind of situation, and they're not always good decisions because it's a fucking fight or flight response.
I don't like doxing.
Zoom too fast for feds. That's still Zoom in your chat. He's using all of his alts now.
I don't like doxing. The only time, like, doxing ever came into my mind, like, as fuck it, was during the Ross situation. Where it was like, fucking... Yeah, where people wanted to find out where the school was because he was bragging about fucking working at a school. Pedal Ross.
Oh yeah. All right, that's a weird situation where. Again, I don't know. Like, I don't want people dox. Like, you don't have to dox them in the chat. Just fucking go report shit if that's what you want to do. Even then, it's not needed. Like, it just always seems like there's not a real reason to like throw that shit around in like people's chats and stuff. That just always seems dumb. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a hypothetical where it makes sense. I'm gonna say in most cases though, it's dumb and gay.
Let me see. Alright, says failure. That was low, motherfucker. What did I do? What did I say?
So anyway, I'll get off your stream if you don't want me around. I wanted to clear that up a little because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors being thrown out. A lot of it by Geek Thulu's people because they're upset that I called out Geek for fucking lying about that because he did that whole stream.
That feud is still ongoing between you and Geek from weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Did it ever stop or this is continuing?
I thought there was a truce. I thought that we had agreed not to fuck with each other anymore. But he wants to keep going out there and, you know, saying the shit that he's saying, and I'm not gonna be nice about it, especially when I see things like he's hanging out with the people that are, you know, threatening to dox and rape people. Not the biggest fan of that. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say that Geek Thulu is a fucking bitch, and he's afraid to fucking talk to me because he knows I'll call him out on his bullshit.
Mm-hmm. You see, Irate is saying I took him out of context. I was just reading what was in the chat. Maybe you meant it a different way, but I just read it.
He might have said something before that and you missed. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
If he didn't mean it that way, then okay.
Yeah. All right, I read that. All right. About the Geek thing. So what is he most pissed off about you? Is it just that you challenged him or what?
I don't know. I don't know what motivated Geek. I don't know why Geek decided the first thing to do when he came into the Discord server that I did not run, did not have admin power in, to blame me for everything that happened there and to represent his face being shown to him from the Twitter under his real name as me running a doxing server and going after him.
To be fair, I explained it to Geek like I was looking at Cow, where people are like, we're gonna post his picture onto that, you know, onto that Discord, so it looks like they're doing it.
Well, and you know, I don't know, man, because obviously people are coming at stuff with not good intentions. But it was just in the me versus Geek thing. I came to Geek, I explained that, and his response was basically just absolutely awful. And it's continued to be that way. Even when I thought we had an agreement to just be and like let shit be, he's decided not to go that way. And so I've decided that that's fucking bullshit.
Well, after he accused you for a bit, you kind of went shitty at him too, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, wasn't there like a suicide comments or some shit like that?
Oh, I did say I really wouldn't mind if he got swatted, which was taken out of context. But it was a shitty thing to say. It was a shitty thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a hothead. Sometimes I say things I really don't mean, and when Geek is doing everything to fucking ruin me, you know, yeah, I said some things that, looking back on it, were not the greatest things to say in the world. So yeah, I feel bad about that.
What did you say?
I said I really wouldn't mind if Geek got swatted.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. But I don't know. This is where this shit gets gay. Discord was a mistake. Can everybody agree on that? Discord was a mistake.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And it's not the right path to go. It's a no-win. There's a no-win here. Like it seems like you may get that a little bit more than Geek does at this point. But I don't know.
I mean, at this point, the only thing I'm even doing is if people are sending me screenshots where bad shit is happening, I'm keeping them. And then if I get a chance to put them out so people can see them and make their own judgments, I'm doing that. You know, I'm going out there, I'm trying to set the record straight as much as possible. And, you know, if shit keeps going worse, perhaps something larger, but certainly nothing illegal or, you know, doxing, anything like that. Like, I'm not going to go out there and say, oh, I'm a reformed person, other medicine. I did what I thought was right at the time, which in retrospect was wrong in some cases and right in some cases. At least I still think that. But, you know, it's not the way to go. You're not gonna be successful at doing that. When you've got absolute sociopaths going out there and targeting and harassing people and threatening them with their dox, that's a whole different fucking ballgame. And the response still should not be to go after them and try to dox them. I do think, however, that perhaps the right response might be to get law enforcement involved, but, you know, that's a whole fucking other animal. Also, I don't regret sending King a pull my balls. That was funny as fuck.
Not even after finding out that he probably liked it?
Yeah, that's
All sorts of people like my balls, Tonk. Am I supposed to feel bad that people enjoy me?
No, fair. It just probably did not have the desire.
No, I had no idea it was going to happen that way. But it was kind of, because people were like, oh, he was running all these ops and stuff after I walked away. I literally walked away from the internet for like a week. And then I find out he won't stop, you know, talking shit on all these streams. I sent that him just to fuck with him. And I'm just happy it played a little role in the shit show that went down. It was funny.
All right, hold on real quick. Oh, man. I have a guy over in the chat who I had a fun conversation with recently. Do not time this one out.
What?
Diogenes.
Oof.
Ooh, Diogenes. You played an interesting game recently. You and a few others did, where you tried to say that I was lying about what I said to you. You know, in the conversation I had with you on Twitter, because I haven't really had any other reason to talk about it. But since you're here, Diogenes, no reason to run now. I'm going to try to find some pictures real quick to show why Diogenes is a lying piece of shit.
Oh, fun fact, by the way, there was a stream the other night where Diogenes was saying what he thought was my real name live on air.
What a shock.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking shock. And again, when people ask, why did I distance myself from BYBS? Listen to this shit. Listen to this gay shit happening over there. Joachim, you know it's gay.
That's why the thing they were most mad about was there was a DM with Zoom where I said BYBS is dead. There's a reason why I said that.
Well, it's gay. It's definitely gay.
I distanced myself from fucking you, Joaquin, because I felt like you were dirty.
Fair enough, man.
It was fucking. It all got what devolved you motherfuckers into doing ops on each other? You showed up and you were doing a fucking show. What the fuck happened?
The people, man, they came across, like, you got to understand, like, the threads on the boards where we came out of, I'm pretty sure I could still identify some of the people in there, and some of them are the motherfuckers that are doing the stuff like, you know, still doxing people live on air. You know, they're fucking the people who don't have anything other to do. Like, they don't have jobs, they don't have, you know, fucking women in their lives. This is their entertainment, and destroying it is their entertainment. You know, they think the idea of like doxing Jim would be funny, and that Jim somehow deserves it because he's out there in public making content and bringing enjoyment to people. They want to destroy that.
If they want to enjoy that,
the
fucking
thing is,
hammer being brought down on them, good luck.
The thing is,
I
you
have
were
a
part
feeling
of.
the people won't go with that much. Go ahead.
You were part of those people, so like it's kind of like,
Well,
why
Billy,
are
you got to understand, man. It's a board. It's not like there's a barrier to entry. There's a bunch of people that hang out in places that have similar interests. Because there were a lot of people in those that came over that were just cool, reasonable people. But when you have the community, and the community has largely come over from that, you have the extreme people. You have the extreme fucking people come out. And yeah, and that, I think honestly, it was kind of poisoned from the get-go. by certain people that just wanted to cause a lot of trouble. And it was very easy for them to become part of the community. They're the most active posters. They're the most consistent. They're always there. They're always, in the chat. They're always talking to people. They're the ones in the Discords. I didn't even want that Discord to be set up in the first place. It was set up, and it was a very hands-off thing from the show. And that was part of the reason why it became the way that it was, because we had no association with it, but they were out there saying, oh, we're BYBS. None of those guys were on the show. None of those guys had anything to do with it, but they claimed to represent us, and it became an issue.
Okay, I'm still lost on the anime fuckers. Were the anime fuckers part of you or no?
They were fans. They weren't the ones. We had Jeff on the show. People like anime in it, but no, the specific anime fuckers, they were just fans that came over. At least they claimed to have been fans. I don't know whether they really were or whether it's something deeper than that. But no, they were never like on the show. That's a whole other conversation.
Oh God.
Well, it's awful suspicious. A lot of these accounts were created at the same time that the Crown and T stuff went down. Just saying.
Oh God. Okay.
But, yeah, King of Pole, all that garbage. King of Pole. I think it was April 23rd. Said that he knew Tui. In real life and stuff. Tui, the guy going around doxing people, in stream chats. So yeah, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not the fucking CIA. I don't know what the connection is. But there is probably something that predates all of this. But as far specifically as the anime fuckers, they weren't part of the show. They just became the most active part of the audience and started claiming to represent us.
Mm.
Oh.
So.
Hey guys, I got to jump out. Good to chat, guys.
Yeah, you're smart.
Later, Baron.
All right, catch you
Later.
later.
So who would you say was like the main BYBS people?
Well, it was me, it was ANCAP, it was Diogenes, it was Jeff. That was the big four. There were a few others that were, regulars on there that as time went on, and now that they're doing their other thing, which is not doing too well right now, they've kind of filled into it. But literally, we were running it off Twitter. We had a group DM, and if you were in, we would just throw out the Hangout link and people could pop in. The Discord thing was entirely separate, at least for the very first, the long first part of it. The reason I even got sucked into it was because people were getting threatened and there was bad shit going on. And then when the geek stuff started happening, it was like, well, fuck, I got to figure out what's going on here. And we got to figure out how to get a handle on this stuff. And by then it was already fucking way out of hand. So I don't know, I wish I knew what the deal was. I wish I knew if they had a motivation beyond just trying to hurt people and watch shit burn, because it really seems to me like that's all they want to do is just cause trouble for people. And they had this association with us. But they weren't part of the show at all. They were just part of the fan base. Now, there are people like Diogenes who now seem to really want to be involved with them and pander to them. But when we were getting up and running, it was literally just like 5 of us in a group DM and just getting people on and just okay, we'll start the stream. And the same people would keep showing up. But.
All right, failure. Carry for one more second. I gotta find something.
All right.
Oh my fucking head.
Those people saying you're spreading false information. Let Dio on to correct the record.
Oh no, Dio can blow me because Dio is a lying piece of shit, or Emmy's a lying piece of shit, and they can sort that shit out on their own.
Also, she might possibly be retarded. It's really hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I maybe if I get something wrong, you gotta understand, I didn't read through the leaks. I remember the conversations. I was there. I had these conversations. And Diogenes is in the chat accusing me of things that I've already admitted to. He's like, why did you offer Zoom money to dox Zeph? Well, I never explicitly said dox. I said do research on. But I offered him money for that because I was on a fucking hit list that asshole was putting out. That's why. I'm not hiding it. I'm not lying about it. I'm not running from it.
It's still not good. It makes sense, but it's still not a good thing.
Sure.
Makes a lot more fucking sense. I just got a feeling that most other reasonings aren't going to be that good. Coming from a lot of people on this. It's just so gay. Yeah, a lot of it, I've been sent timestamps where they're streaming and they explain that it's because I didn't pay enough attention to them. It's gay. I can't. I cringe out of my fucking skin. But failure. Okay, you now have 3 things that you can peep over there in your inbox. 3 pictures of a conversation that was had. Now, many people in the chat, give us a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with a video called Tonka Lying About Doxing and BYBS or something to that effect. Is that what it's called?
I'm not even familiar with it, man.
I'm not
Me
super
neither.
familiar with it. It's an interesting video where you have several people who are talking to a girl named Emmy and kind of they are leading her on questions so fucking bad any court would have been like, all right, stop the car real quick, it's a bit much, everybody. But I got messages from this girl Emmy who was saying one thing to me, and then when questioned by them said something totally different. Now you have what Emmy said to me. Now what is she saying to me, failure? From what you have there.
That somebody threatened her with her docs.
Doxed and threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Doxed and threatened.
And also big tits.
Oh.
Eh.
Oh, talking about her tits and the doxing and the threatening. Isn't that interesting? And why is she saying that there? Why didn't she say that? Why don't she say that when she was on there with the thing?
I wonder why having a conversation with people who have your docs might influence what you're saying.
Curious.
So, I don't know. Like in Emmy's story, it's weird, right? Because she'll be like, oh, there's people in there that I can't fucking stand that are really bad actors, and I got no trouble saying stuff like, here, I can just read a message she sent to me. Hey, someone mentioned it to me. I scrubbed via stream, and I heard what you said. I just want to clarify. I was absolutely harassed to shit, and Vape, referring to Anal Vape, and I are cool, but there are absolute degenerate pieces of shit in there, which is now the clown server, like Greatest Goyim and Suicidal Robot and Creek, etc. The only thing I was saying was that I didn't want people saying my docs was spread because it wasn't, and all that, but I'm just messaging you about this. Seems to keep coming up over and over. Oh, and by the way, I'm absolutely not in there, and I'm saying the people in there deserve to be confronted and criticized. Now that contradicts what she said to me previously, and also I told her I had a little call with her because I'd never really talked to her, and I wanted to clear up what I had been hearing because I hear all this stuff. And then her immediate response is to go onto a stream with Tui, Aqua, Greatest Goyim and stuff, who were there because it was streamed out of Discord. She's like, oh, I had no idea they were there. I don't hang out with those people. I just happen to go on streams with them and tell them everything I just talked to you about. So I don't know. She's all over the fucking road, man.
Huh?
I'm reading something that says that you doxed the Stone Mexican guy.
Fuck no. Fuck
didn't
no.
dox
No,
Stone
I wouldn't
Mexican?
do that. No, I would never do that. Some Mexican guy
He's
may
an
hate
alright
me.
dude.
But yeah, I got no issue with that. But here's the thing, right? People were fucking doing stuff to him, doxing and threatening and all that stuff from what I understand. And they go to him and they say that I'm doing it. Now, I'm off the fucking internet at this time because I needed a goddamn break. And, I'm not there talking to some Mexican, but he's hanging out talking to all these anime people. What am I supposed to say? And then he comes to me saying, did you dox my family? I'm like, fuck no, are you fucking kidding me? So, I get that we don't have a good relationship, but the fact that he would even think I would do that is kind of insane.
That's my thing with distancing things. There's guys like Stone Mexican guy who I know he's not a bad guy. There's a couple guys over there, not bad guys, but I just distance myself from it. Assume the cream will rise to the top. It'll all sort itself out if you give it enough time. That's what I was doing with Geek too. Just let him get the dumb shit out of his system and be finished with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem like it's going that way. People just seem to get fucking crazy when they don't get the right amount of attention, and it's fucking weird. People are saying that we are lying about what Emmy said in the chat. I saw that. But if you want, you can share those. I don't mind. Feel free.
1 second, then.
Feel fucking free.
Hold on a second, I gotta put them up one at a time.
We can go through. I don't mind. It's It's very interesting. Very interesting what people say to one group of people and then what they say to someone else. Very curious, isn't it? Mark the question says the problem I believe is that Geek has become addicted to this shit now. Maybe.
Well, like I said, we tried to keep this off air for as long as we could. We didn't drag this onto the Kumite. We had
Yeah,
no
well,
issue with Geek.
Look at these people. You just say their names and they come running. There's Krieg in the chat. Krieg's one of the people who would love to see, Mr. Medicator get doxxed. But that's cool. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Is at a certain point, like I'm not gonna go out there and sugarcoat what I did, but there is a line, and there are people out there. Basically, the way I see it is either you're on the team of the people that want to dox Jim, or you're not. And if you're not on that team, you can be. There's all sorts of different things. You don't have to be on one big fucking group, but like there is a group of people out there that want to dox everybody involved with blood sports just for the sake of being involved with blood sports. And there are people out there who are not super hardcore, but that will go out there and defend them, either because they don't understand totally what's going on, they've been gaslit, or they really want to see what's happening. And I mean, go look at what Thomas Ellington is doing. He's fucking exposing these people clearly, and you know what they did to him in response? They doxed his ass. Of course they did. Of course they did. Immediately. Yesterday they doxed like 4 people I know.
Jeez.
One fucking day. 4 people.
All right.
So
well, here's
know,
the
man.
first one. Here, let me share it on the screen and see if you can see it. First one says, "I got you. Have you ever heard of the after show, the shit show? Though, I guess this is you, Tonka, responding."
Actually, I think this is the one that got sent to Vamp. But these are even better. Go ahead.
All right. It says
Got
some
the wrong
dude.
ones. My bad.
All right, some dude brought me into his Discord. I hadn't used Discord before, and the convo was about socialism. So I started talking about it. Then immediately 5 dudes were like, "How big are your tits?" Whatever, which is not what the Kumite is, obviously, which they are trying to imitate. He even messaged Tonka trying to get his attention. Long story short, this guy who runs the server who messaged Tonka, apparently she was saying I got upset and that he needed to teach me how to blood sports. Let me see what the next message is. It was the stupidest shit ever. Then some dude on there threatening me with my docs for no reason, but to fuck with me. And
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I missed that last sentence. Could you say that again real quick?
then some dude on there threatened me with my docs for no reason, but to fuck with me. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. And IK, if this was ever on the Kumite, people would object, but it's a small show. Anyway, the guy who threatened my docs is named Diogenes. Fuck, you say it. I always fuck up his name.
Diogenes, you had it.
Diogenes. And I think he's been on BYBS. Blah, blah, blah. But somehow they think that's how shit works, even though we all couldn't be more against doxing. I know it's complicated, fucking story, lol, but they are obsessed with copying this format and think that what they did was what goes on with Kumite, so weird. And let's see what the last one is. Let's see, try and dox someone, Tonka's show, have your ass up, blah, blah, blah. So,
Well, you can just hop to that last line. I think that kind of sums it up pretty well.
No, everything that she said there at the end is great. Exactly. That's what's interesting. But yep, they were all obsessed with the fact that I was followed on Twitter by you, Tonka, Sinatra, Andy, and Failure. They seemed really thirsty for attention. They are exceptionally thirsty for fucking attention. That's why they're doing what they're doing. I don't know if they've caught on or not, but nobody else gives a shit about the dumb shit that they're doing. They're fucking idiots. And her last words, Diogenes was the worst. What a fucking shock. Diogenes doxed me. Diogenes is the worst. What a fucking turnaround from what she said on that fucking stream. This is why I don't talk to people and don't give people attention.
Well, I mean, I called them terrorists earlier, and I kind of want to explain, because obviously that can be taken out of context, but what terrorists want is they want to hurt people to get attention.
Before we go back to them being terrorists, let's dwell on the fact that these cringy faggots are that fucked up over not getting attention. They didn't get enough attention from the Kumite. They didn't get enough attention from Jim. They didn't get enough attention, so they act like the spurgiest pieces of stupid shit ever. Cringy as fuck. I've been sent timestamps where they're on their stream screaming about not getting attention. Fucking kill me. These are guys. These aren't girls. These aren't 13-year-old girls on their way to high school. These are guys screaming and bitching because their favorite e-celeb couldn't give a fuck about them. Grow up.
Hey, Tonka, check the side chat real quick.
Sure.
Do you have his info?
I can try to find it.
All right. How about the first guy?
I mean, the first guy. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm sure. Hold on. Let's do the second one, and then we can go to the first.
He only has 10 minutes. The first guy.
Oh fuck! All right, go grab him. Grab him. He's got 10 minutes. Fine.
All right. And you try to get the second guy. I don't know where the second guy's info is at. Oh.
By the way, look, one in the chat. If these guys not getting attention and acting like just the goofiest little faggots, tell me if it's the gayest thing you've ever heard. Give us a 1. Just give us a fucking 1. I can't imagine anything gayer than flipping your shit to this degree because you didn't get attention. Seriously, end yourselves. End yourselves. Delete your accounts. God damn, that's a lot of 1s. I gotta go grab a drink because I am physically thirsty, unlike these faggots who are attention thirsty. Excuse me.